keep your couch full. Chris Burkhardt is CEO of CBI Group, which is an outplaced recruiting and HR company in Dover, Delaware. Started his firm about the same time as mine, been very, very successful. But when your primary business is providing outsourced recruiters and a recession comes along, you hit a little bit of a wall. So they start laying people off. In the middle of these layoffs, one of his executives comes to him and says, hey, Chris, I've got a buddy of mine who's in our industry. And he said, I'm not just saying this because he's a friend. This guy is fantastic. I mean, he's a true A player. He wants to interview with us. What do you think? And Chris said to me later, he said, listen, I fired 2 people that morning. Do I want to be interviewing somebody that afternoon? No. It's the last thing that I want to be doing. Am I hiring anybody today? I mean, I can't imagine hiring somebody today. But he said, you know what? I interviewed the guy. And I interviewed him because I remember what my dad taught me. Because before he started his business, he grew up in his father's business, which grew to be about a $100 million privately held business. He said, my dad always taught me, you've got to keep your couch full. You've got that couch in your waiting room. Figuratively speaking, who's sitting on it waiting to work for you? I mean, I am asking you right now, rhetorically, who's there? Is anybody on that bench? Is anybody waiting? What's the quality of those folks? Do you know who they are? If you don't, or if you're not pleased with the quality, guess what's going to happen? When you lose somebody, and even small businesses lose people on a regular basis, you're going to do what? You're going to, I'm sorry? Compromise. You're going to fill a position. And now you're going to hold on as long as you possibly can, and you have a much higher tolerance for pain in this arena than your managers do, right? But even you will compromise. Listen, we live in the real world. I'm not saying that there aren't times when we just get in a crunch and we're going to have to come up with somebody. The point is, if we're going to think about this strategically, we've got to get ahead of the curve. We've got to figure out who these people are before we need them.